The green flag, though, has cleared at the back. And it's a wet and wild Australian Grand Prix in Moto3, which is going to be a lights out very shortly. And we are racing here in Phillip Island in Moto3. It's a good start from pole position by Husqvarna rider Yuma Sasaki. Joel Kelso's got away too from that front row start. The Aussie Charger coming through from 6th place is Colin Fire. Moreira has got away then from pit lane, although the red light was on there. I think he's actually worried whether he's come through pit lane with the red light, and that's why he was so hesitant. There's riders running off further down through the southern loop, but it's Sasaki that leads from Kelso. Fire the big win off the line, up 3 places, 6th to 3rd.
Fernandez on the layup on Honda's going to try and lead this Grand Prix. Sasaki back through on the way out of the corner as they jockey for position.
Yeah, looked like there's a bit of contact maybe there. Sasaki picking up Fernandez, not allowed Via to come straight back on through. So Sasaki from pole position has so far conquered these incredibly tricky and treacherous conditions as they tiptoe their way through turn 12. So easy to have the rear step out in here with that lack of temperature on the left-hand side of that tyre. So we power down these 6-gear Garden straight. Look how problematic the visibility will be further back. Sasaki will lead at the end of the first lap. Adrian Fernandez in 2nd place, and he breezes alongside the Japanese rider. And for the first time in his Grand Prix career on the Leopard Honda, it's Fernandez that leads.
We've got an idea in the warm-up this morning as to who was competitive and who was confident in the wet conditions. One of them, Mario Adji, the Indonesian, started 23rd on the grid. He's already up to 7th place in 1 lap. Holgado started that previous lap in 11th, but climbed up to 7th, so clearly gaining a little bit of confidence as he tries to deal with what might be a slightly frazzled brain after a crash on the sighting lap and a cut above his eye, but he's dealing with it pretty well at the moment. He is at the front of the 2nd group, which are 2.5 seconds adrift of this battle we're watching for 2nd place, which is now being led by Öncü. Big crash that for Salvador in the background, who's just returned from a nasty injury with a big high side in India. We're happy to see that Salvador is up on his feet. A big high side for him. He was up inside the top 10 behind his teammate Fallon, but Salvador is out.
And that's another position then gained without having to fight for it for Jaume Masia. This is going to be a nasty one. Watch that, the rear just snaps from underneath him. He gets pinged over the handlebars. 2, 3, 4 big barrel rolls through the gravel trap now. Sasaki comes through on Joel Kelso. Again, there's nothing wrong with the top speed of that Husqvarna, isn't it, when they get into some slipstream. So immediately on the last time Sasaki got through, Kelso responded right here in the southern loop. Sasaki knew that, and he could hear Kelso charging on the CF Moto, potentially up his inside through turn 2, and Sasaki just slams the door shut. So the Japanese rider back up inside the podium places.
Yeah, Colin Vire isn't hanging on at the moment. He did a 52.7, which was as quick as Kelso up ahead of him, but he's now 2 seconds off the race lead. We had to wait an awful long time for the rest of the field to come through. They are 23 seconds clear of the rest of the field. There's a moment there for Öncü coming out of Miller Corner, which sees him relinquish 2nd place. Massive respect for these riders up at the front, because they are the best part of half a minute clear of the field, and Adrian Fernandez continuing to lead it. But with Sasaki now into 2nd place, having set the fastest lap of the leading 3 last time around, does Sasaki have that extra pace up his sleeve to close this gap down? And Öncü has another moment this time through
massive,
the
yeah. Well, he had one at the low gear turn 4. That was coming through turn 8. That was a huge scare. That would have been a real heart in the mouth. That's where David Salvador lost the rear a couple laps ago on the CIP green power machine. He went barrel rolling through the gravel trap. Öncü, though, has had a couple of massive scares then on this lap 15. Oh, 21, there's another one there. Fernandez, his best squad. Oh no! Adrian Fernandez, commentators curse in the extreme. And Adrian Fernandez at turn 11 jumps off the Leopard Honda. He crashes out of the lead. He remounts. Got to be careful here on that slippery, wet grass. And this could be huge for Yuma Sasaki, because it puts him in the lead of the World Championship. It puts him in the lead of this Australian Grand Prix. And of course, it lights the fire as well in Joel Kelso, because Kelso could be winning his home Grand Prix. Kelso and Öncü exchange fastest laps of this race. With Fernandez out, it's game on here in Phillip Island. 5 to go here in the wet and wild conditions. Your top 3 are broken clear of fire. Fernandez then crashes out of the lead, and Yuma Sasaki on course for his first win of the season. And what a time to do it. Jumping on Jaume Masia. He could lead the World Championship if he holds on here late on from Kelso and Öncü. Öncü flicks a glance and a glare towards Kelso as he gets back up into second place. This has been a real good recovery, hasn't it, by Öncü? Because on that lap 15, he was down nearly 3 times. He's regrouped very, very quickly as Kelso tries to lunge and send it on the inside through the southern loop. But this has been stunning by Öncü after the big scares on 15.
Deniz Öncü was shaking his head as he came into Duan corner, I think for 2 reasons, as he now has a look at the inside of Sasaki. One, because so often we've seen Öncü struggle to overtake down the straights this year, but he also now knows that it will be difficult to follow Sasaki through that final corner and overtake him before the line. He just doesn't have the top end to do it, so he's going to have to pass him before we get to that last corner. MG might well be his best opportunity.
Sasaki's had a brilliant third sector so far. I don't think Öncü's going to be close enough. It's going to be full risk. All in, he comes. Oh, he almost pushes and barges Sasaki out of the way. And Öncü does go through at turn 10. It is the block pass. Can you believe this? Ayumu Sasaki once again looks like he's going to suffer a last lap heartache. I can't believe my eyes. Sasaki's going to lose it once again. Öncü comes through the final corner and Ayumu Sasaki sees yet another winning opportunity, a golden chance slipped through his grasp. He not only loses the Australian Grand Prix, he loses the chance to lead the World Championship going to Buriram. Sasaki suffers again on the last lap in Moto3. Öncü takes it. It wasn't even close. Öncü beat him by nearly half a second. Deniz Öncü, who on lap 15 nearly crashed 3 times. A stunning last 6 laps by the Turk. He's back on the top step of the podium.
Deniz Öncü celebrates victory as we pause for the Turkish national anthem.